Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about traffic signs. Now, traffic sign is one of the most important and also one of the most difficult topics in learning driving. Traffic sign is like a universal language which is designed for a safe flow of traffic. Like every language, the wise thing is to learn the language bit by bit and not start memorizing the words and the sentences. So in this video, we try to dissect the traffic signs into the basic ingredients. So the traffic signs are divided into three different categories. The first one are the give orders. The second are the warning signs. The third is the information signs. And each of these category is represented by a specific shape. And we'll see this in the next slide. The first ones are the give order signs. The give order signs are always represented by circles. And there are two kinds of circle. The first one is the blue circle. The blue circles are used to represent mandatory instructions such as turn right or turn left, or they might be used to represent a mandatory bicycle lane. The other kind of circles are the red circles. These red circles are used to tell you what must not be done. For example, the speed limit. And here in this example, the speed limit is shown to be 50 kilometers per hour, and then you must not cross this speed limit. The other examples might be the restricted area, which you must not enter. So remember, the circles are there to give you orders. The second category are the warning signs. The warning signs are always represented by triangles. For example, the zebra crossing, which you will have ahead, or maybe a kids playing area that you should be careful about. So the warning signs are represented by the triangles. The third category is the information, and these information signs are represented by the rectangular signs, the blue rectangular signs, which gives you information and direction. In an example, this blue rectangular sign indicates the entrance of a city. In this example, it is Rijswijk. And then you know when you enter a city, the speed limit is adjusted. Similarly, when you exit the city, it is also informed by the blue rectangular sign. So in summary, we know that the give order signs are represented by the blue or the red circles, warning signs are represented by the triangles, and the give information signs are represented by the blue rectangles. There are some exceptions, and that we will see those exceptions in the next video. For now, thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video. Hello everyone. So in this video, we continue learning about the traffic signs. Like we have seen in our previous video, that the traffic signs can be categorized into three different categories. The first one was the give order, which is represented by the blue circles or the red circles. The second category was the warning signs, which are represented by the triangles. And the third category was represented by the blue rectangles, and they were about giving information and directions. I would highly recommend you to first watch that video and then come back to this video afterwards. Unlike those three categories, there are some unique signs, and in this video we'll see about those unique signs. The first sign is this diamond shape, which is used to represent the priority road. It simply means that if you see this diamond sign on a road, it indicates that you have priority on the traffic or the drivers from the right and left. Another unique sign is this triangle sign that means to give way. And if you see this sign, you have to give way to the drivers coming from the right. The third unique sign is the stop and give way sign. It is very similar to the give way sign, but the difference is here you have to stop your car and then see if there is any traffic from left and right. And even though you don't see any traffic from left and right, you still have to stop. Now the question is that why these three signs have these unique shapes and why they are not like a circle or a triangle. The reason is that they have unique shape because they are very important signs. And in case of extreme weather, for example, in case of snow or in case of rain, if you cannot see a sign, these signs are very visible due to their unique shapes. And as I said, that they are really important for the flow of traffic or the flow of safe traffic. So they are given these unique shapes such that you know them even though you cannot fully see them in the bad weather. So thank you very much for watching and hope to see you in the next video. Hello everyone. We are going to continue our journey of learning traffic signs. We have seen in our previous videos that the traffic signs can be categorized into three categories: the give order signs represented by the circles, blue or red, the warning signs represented by the triangles, the red triangles, and then the information and the direction signs represented by the blue rectangles. I would recommend you to watch those videos as well. The links have been provided in the description. Coming back to this video, this is specific to the traffic signs which are related to the speed of the vehicle. Let's start with the maximum speed sign, which is very common and you see it all the time on every road. These are the red circles, so that indicates that you must not do that. What it means is that you must not cross the speed limit which is mentioned in these red circles. So 30, 50, 70, 80, by examples here, it may be any other speed limit. In this built-up area, you need to follow the speed limit, or the default speed limit is 50. Outside the built-up area, after the city, the default speed limit is 80. But it might be a different speed is mentioned inside or outside, but if no speed is mentioned, then it means the default speed is 50. The other sign is like this, which means that the end of maximum speed, now the speed that was mentioned before, is cancelled, and either you can go back to the default limit or maybe a new speed limit is mentioned. These are the blue rectangles, and we know that the blue rectangle represents information or direction. So these are basically the recommended speeds. Now the maximum speed may be different, but you're asked or you're advised to drive at 30 kilometers per hour. And here the recommendation is speed ended, and then you may drive as per maybe the maximum speed or maybe depending on the traffic. These are the zones. Now you see the same thing, which is the maximum speed. But then on top of that, you see the word zone. That means that this speed is the speed limitation is not for a certain road, but this is for a complete zone or for a complete area. So when you see this sign or when you enter a zone, you continue driving 30 kilometers unless you see this sign which says that the zone is ended, and then you can come back to the default speed or to some other speed which is mentioned. But when you are in that zone, so for example, when you see this sign, so as long as you have not seen this sign, you continue driving with the speed limit of 30. The same goes for the zone 60, and then the only difference is that the speed limit is different. Now you have to drive 60 kilometers per hour in the 60 zone, and when you see this sign, you can come to either the default speed or any other speed which is mentioned on the road. Thank you very much for watching and hope to see you in the next video. Hello everyone. So let's continue our journey of learning traffic signs. Now, we have seen in our previous video the categories of traffic signs, also some unique signs, and I've learned something about the signs related to the speed of the vehicle as well. Now I think it's a good time to have a small quiz to test our knowledge. So now we have this sign in front of us, and I want you to tell me what the sign is about. Before or in your theory exams, you will see these questions quite often. The best way to deal with these questions is to think what type of sign is that. So first thing is that it's a blue rectangle, which means that it must be an information or a direction sign, the first thought. Then it indicates an arrow. That means it's kind of a direction towards a certain thing. And if you already know, or if you think further, you will know that this is basically a one-way street sign. The second test is this sign. Now, this looks very similar to the previous sign, the A sign as well, which is the one-way street. But what's the difference between A and B? Now, if you see that The B is a circle rather than a rectangle. And when you see a circle, we know that circles are always giving us orders. And when it's a blue circle, it's a mandatory instructions. So here the mandatory instruction basically is that you can only go ahead in this direction. So that's basically the thought process you should have in your mind when you start learning or remembering these signs. It will make the learning very easy and also fun as well. I want to leave you with one question that I see quite often in the theory exam, and that is which direction you may expect oncoming traffic. So a street where you see the sign A, one-way street, or the street where you see the sign B, that I head only in this direction. So if you know the answer, please leave the answer in the comment section. I will be looking forward to your answer. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hope to see you in the next video. Hello everyone. So let's continue our journey of learning traffic signs. In our previous videos, we have seen different categories of traffic signs, some unique traffic signs, some speed related traffic signs, and also had a small quiz to test our knowledge. So let's continue testing our knowledge. I want you to tell me which sign is that. So let's start thinking about it. It's a circle. It's a red circle. That means it gives us order and also something that we must not do. So then it is giving us a number with a meter and then these two triangles. And then we can tell it's basically a sign that represents that this road or this area is closed to vehicle, including load over height shown, which is 3.1 meters in this case. There's another sign where this triangle comes at this side, which basically represents the width and not really the height. This is another sign, giving you some seconds to think about that. Okay, continue with the same thought process. It's a triangle, it's a red triangle, and recall that triangles represents a warning sign, so it's basically a warning sign. You can see a car going with some flurries, so then you can say that it's poor visibility due to snow, rain, or fog. There are many traffic signs, so remembering each is a very difficult task. And then to discuss each is also very difficult in these videos. So what I have done is to simplify the learning process such that if you remember the categories, then the learning or memorizing these signs becomes easy and fun. So thank you very much for watching this video and hope to see you in the next video.